welcome to the Shenanigan Shuffle, the podcast where chaos meets comedy and everything in between. I'm AJ, I'm here with Dennis, Jackson, and Josiah, and we're very excited to bring you our very first episode.
Sure are.
Welcome.
We have a very awesome episode coming up for you guys today. We are going to do a quick icebreaker question. We're going to do a top 5 draft of cereals following that, and then we're going to get to our main discussion, which is the NFL. So, without any further ado, let's dive in to a quick icebreaker question, which I have written down right here. If you could only play if you could play any sport that you have not yet played in your life, what would it be?
Oh boy.
Any sport I have not yet played?
Like, if we're talking realistic, like high school, I'd say like probably baseball, but like
No, not realistic. You can
But have you
whatever
played-
sport you
I
want.
honestly want to
Have
play
you played
lacrosse.
no.
You can play lacrosse?
Lacrosse would be a cool sport to play. It's
Lacrosse?
random. Or rugby. Lacrosse or rugby.
Josiah's going lacrosse or rugby.
I'm gonna have to go with rugby. No. I'm going tennis or golf.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay.
Tennis, golf, Jackson. See, I go golf, but it's not like I've never like done golf. I haven't done organized golf. My sport, I want to do something fun. I want to do like canoeing. You know, have you ever
Like rowing?
It's not called canoeing.
It's rowing.
I mean, that's
you want to do rowing?
It's rowing.
Yeah, rowing.
It's
You
rowing.
You think rowing would be fun?
Yeah, you got your like group of like 17, 10 people, whatever it is, and you're like,
What do you think they do to pass time?
train.
You
Train.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you think rowing's fun?
No, like when you're in the boat, like do they sing songs together?
No, they row.
Do
They're
they-
counting. They're rowing. It's a
Yeah,
lot
and
of
you got a
work.
dude who's
And
got like
it's all in like
he's got
You
like
got
like-
up front with a whistle.
he's got a
Yeah.
speaker like this, like wrapped around his head.
Oh,
and
I
so
think
you
I've
can
seen
yeah.
it.
So he's like calling out. You have a leader on your boat.
AJ, what about you?
Oh yeah, I got to answer. I want to play hockey. I love hockey.
Hockey?
Oh,
that would be
I would never.
Hockey would be cool.
I can't
actually.
skate to save my life, but I absolutely
I
love.
can't skate.
I love
We're
watching
skating
hockey.
out there. so-
I enjoy
Actually,
hockey.
hockey is.
I would if I could be on a hockey team with you guys. I'd play hockey. That would be
There you
fun.
go. Yeah,
I do.
That would
yeah,
be
that
fun.
Hockey would be a
awesome.
hoot.
I definitely want to try and get better at skating because my uncle always plays every year in this old man hockey league. It's
You're
a bunch
enjoying
of yeah, I do. I want to join
You
the
be
old
the
man hockey
goalie.
league. Yeah,
You don't need to skate much
that's
for that.
honestly true. I want to play. I want to play forward though. So I guess
Forward,
we'll see how that
alright.
goes.
It's
My
like-
uncle plays it. Looks like a lot of fun, but it's kind of slower going because a
What do
bunch
you mean
of
slower going.
well,
'cause
they're a bunch of
they're-
40-year-old dudes
Okay,
kind of
never
skating
mind.
around. I mean,
That's
they're all
awful.
they're all pretty old out there playing on. So are we moving on here?
Yeah, let's get rolling. Let's move on.
All right, so we're gonna do a top 5 draft of cereals. I don't know how you want this to work. Are we gonna go
Here's what I was thinking. How we
round
structure it.
5? Everyone goes, or
We're gonna do 5 rounds. We're not gonna do snake. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should I put our names in a little?
so if someone
Picker.
takes a cereal, can we not take that cereal?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Oh.
So
Okay,
boy.
Poop.
if someone, it's one and done.
okay,
So
yeah, that works.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do I get the number 1 draft pick? Because I am a Bears fan, so I mean I think that
they're
number
gonna-
1 draft.
Yeah, let's go based on NFL.
no, here's what
yeah.
we're gonna do. I'm putting
I
our
like
names
I like
right
the
now.
random name picker.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay, so we're putting our names right now in, and let's spin to see. So the first pick in the draft is gonna be, it's gonna be Jackson.
There we go. It knows.
Jackson,
It
you got
just
the
knows.
first pick.
It knows his unfortunate year.
Okay.
Um,
well,
The second
I would say
pick,
progressive year. We're making progression.
second pick is gonna be Josiah.
Woo!
So Jackson, Josiah, and our third pick is gonna be AJ, which means I'm stuck with the last pick.
All right, well, so no snake then.
Nope.
Do you want to change it to snake now that
Nope.
you got last pick here?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
All right.
We're not
I'm a good drafter.
Okay.
All right.
Not a good fantasy football league manager.
Yeah, not good league manager, but
Another story.
we'll get to that at some point, I'm sure.
All right. Well, if I'm going first, I'm gonna have to start with the obvious best cereal,
Well, here
which
we go.
is cocoa rice.
No.
Oh, come on now.
Rice?
No.
Cocoa rice. Yeah, I
like cocoa rice,
think
but not
that
that
should
much.
be. I think that should be a given. That's
I'm gonna be
the
honest.
best
What is
cereal.
cocoa rice?
It's like Rice Krispies with
Okay.
chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh, the regular ones are better. Like the rice crisp crackle.
Well, the regular
Pop
ones aren't
Snap.
flavored.
Well, hey, we'll get into that.
Okay. Yep. Joe, you're up. Cocoa rice. What?
It turns your
All right,
mood.
Writing
well,
these down.
my-
Write down your picks.
Number 1 is drum roll, please. Captain Crunch.
That's a good pick.
That's a good pick.
I have to.
Not a fan,
I
though.
gotta go with that.
I want to try it. I've never had it before.
You've never had Captain
Are you
Crunch?
serious?
AJ, we're
No,
bringing
I've-
Captain Crunch for you next episode.
All right, next episode we're bringing Captain.
We'll
Crunch.
send a picture. We'll put it on the Instagram.
Yeah, okay.
We'll put it
AJ
on
trying
the-
Captain
AJ eating
Crunch.
Captain
I've
Crunch.
made jokes about Captain
You've
Crunch
never had
before,
Captain
but
Crunch before?
I want to try. It looks pretty good.
He often
Joe,
fantasizes about
Captain Crunch with or without berries?
With berries.
With
you have
berries?
to have with berries.
With berries. Okay, so is Captain Crunch still an option or no?
Well, you can. Okay, so I did Captain Crunch, like
With
just the
berries.
original.
So you can't do
So
variants.
it's a
though.
mix.
No
No
variants.
variants.
The
No
once
variants
one
off
hit,
of it?
it's done.
Like just no all berries.
Well,
or like...
yours, it's just all of Captain Crunch. That's your cereal.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, all right. Oh, was it mine?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's your
my
turn.
Okay. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Fruit Loops.
Oh, that's a good one. It's a good one.
I grew up. That's what I was debating on.
I grew up eating Fruit Loops.
That's
Oh.
it, because I never grew up with, like, when I
No.
got sugar cereals, it was
So,
on my birthday. or
Fruit
something
Loops?
Yeah, it
special.
was.
Fruit Loops
I
are
grew up
low
with-
key underrated.
But I
I
did.
love Fruit
I've,
Loops,
I've
man.
had them, but I think the off-brand Fruit Loops have ruined it for me because like it feels like
Fruit
every
rounds.
yeah fruit rounds. Yeah, what the heck? Like
Yeah, man.
Okay.
No, dude, the original like Fruit Loops are so underrated.
So we got
Yeah,
Cocoa
I
Rice,
agree with that. I agree with that.
Captain Crunch, Fruit Loops. I'm going to take what should have been the obvious number one pick,
Oh, no.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
okay, what?
That's not better than Fruit Loops.
No.
Honey Nut Cheerios were like the cereal that was always left in your
Exactly.
cupboard because
That's
everyone
not
else
the
ate the other
same.
ones.
That's the cereal that's always like gone in a day. I could eat a
No.
box of that right now. Okay, next the video we're gonna do. AJ eating a bowl of Captain Crunch versus Dennis eating a box of Honey Nut Cheerios.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
We're gonna have a head-to-head matchup.
yeah, I can finish that. Honey Nut, that's the best
They
cereal
get
out there.
if you don't have them with milk, they get like dry.
Yeah, I can't do
No,
like.
they don't. They don't. They're like
Well,
candy.
I can do straight up Honey Nut Cheerios. The thing is, like, Fruit Loops are just better. They're
Yeah,
just
yeah,
way
I
better
agree.
taste.
Fruit Loops.
I
But
agree.
I like Honey Nut Cheerios a lot.
Where's the
Like that's the original cereal, and that I think is one of the. It's
a-
up,
it's a
up
la-
there.
It's a landmark
It's
for
up there.
cereals for sure.
Okay,
It's
so
not-
if
okay,
someone wanted to,
Big
they could
landmark.
still pick Cheerios, though. I'd say yeah, because those are like two very like big different.
Well, way
cereals.
different.
Oh, we
Honey
said-
Nuts are
okay.
good, but
Jackson, you're up.
yeah, let's
All
hear
right,
what
with
you
the
got.
second round of the cereal draft, Jackson Martin selects Fruity Pebbles.
I've never had Fruity Pebbles.
That's a good pick.
It's basically just Fruit Loops,
That-
but and better in my opinion.
It's like cocoa rice, but fruity.
The only time
Yeah.
that I've ever had Fruity Pebbles was on a chocolate donut.
Now, see, that was
At
actually
this
a
crazy donut place.
I did.
But it was good.
All right, I know. I know this is not related, but I did go to this churro place that gives you ice cream with 2 churros, and they put Fruity Pebbles in there.
It's so good.
That was like
Yeah.
one of the most amazing desserts
Fruity
I've ever
Pebbles?
had.
Yeah, those are good. Nice pick, man.
All right.
All right, my turn again.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go with Frosted Flakes.
That's a good pick.
I'm gonna frost
Frosted
your
Flakes. Is that the one with the tiger?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tony the
That's
Tiger.
a good pick.
That's a good pick.
That is a good pick. I don't want you to steal my pick. I'm scared here.
I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna steal your pick because I'm going with Cookie Crisp.
What?
Oh, what?
What's
Oh, are you talking about those? Those things?
the little cookies?
Yeah,
Yeah.
those
Oh.
good. No, those things are not good.
I like Cookie
It's not
Crisp.
even a cereal
No.
either. Like you can't just
No.
like no.
no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's one of those cereals that's really
Well,
good
I
to bring as
picked
a
it.
snack.
It's
You
like
did
it's
pick
like,
that.
it's
You
like
did pick
teetering on cereal.
Like they're not even good with milk.
No.
Like
I think they're good either
No.
way. Well, I can't drink milk, so I do like chocolate almond milk with them. So
It's the most dairy-free thing I've ever heard. Anyway,
yeah, I can't drink
okay,
milk.
I got. I'm debating here, but I'm surprised this hasn't been picked yet. I'm surprised we got. What did you pick, Jackson?
Cocoa rice and Fruity Pebbles.
I'm surprised we got Cocoa Rice as our number one pick, but Lucky Charms.
that's
that's a good
That
one.
was on my
That's a good
list,
one.
but it's not one of my favorites.
That's like under Captain Crunch.
They
It's
need
Yeah,
good.
because okay,
But
here's
it's
There
like
needs to be more marshmallow consistency.
Yeah, right. Because okay, the thing with Captain Crunch, it's like everyone loves the fruit, but the little yellow things taste just as good.
They're
In-
not bad.
In Lucky Charms, when you're not eating a marshmallow, you're eating a bowl of depression.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think if you're eating Lucky Charms and you're not eating a marshmallow, it's like eating normal Cheerios.
Do you know what's amazing? You can order just the marshmallows.
Oh, really?
Sounds pretty marshmallowy.
Yeah, that does sound pretty marshmallowy.
Okay, we're through 2 rounds. We've got here. I'm gonna go over it quick. Jackson, your first pick was
Cocoa rice.
Josiah chose Captain Crunch. AJ went with
Cookie Crisp.
I got Honey Nut Cheerios. Second round, Jackson went
Oh, wait, Fruit Loop was my first round.
Oh, Fruity Pebbles
Oh,
second round.
Fruit Loops. Josiah, what was
What?
your second pick?
My second pick was Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes.
My second pick
AKA,
was Cookie Crisp.
and then Lucky Charms, which should have been the
Okay.
first round.
Okay,
But
so this is the last round now.
yeah, this is the last round.
All right. So
Okay, all right.
with my last pick, see, this
draft.
threw me off a little bit because some of my picks were taken. But I think I'm gonna have to go with Cinnamon Crunch.
Oh,
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
That's what I was gonna. That's what I was probably gonna pick. So that's a good one.
Man,
That's what I wanted to pick here.
I honestly forgot about Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
All right. So I don't know if you guys have heard of this. Ready?
Oh no.
But it's called s'mores.
Oh wait.
Oh yeah, I've had it.
It's so good.
Yeah, I've had
What is
some.
it?
I love
Chocolate?
s'mores
No.
cereal. I mean, it's
That seems
it's solid.
You know, it seems like a good one, but it also seems like one of those cereals that's going to be struggling with a consistency issue again.
Yeah, honestly,
I mean,
that sounds.
There's
Yeah.
there's typically a lot of marshmallows in it though, so that's a positive. And the marshmallows are pretty good.
Okay.
So I like my pick.
Okay.
All right.
All right. With my third and this is the final pick.
Yep.
All right. With my third and final pick, I'm gonna go with Reese's Puffs.
Dude, that was underneath s'mores for me.
I almost went with that for my second pick, but I do like Cookie Crisp a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's a good
Well,
one.
if you mix them together,
No.
you ever try that peanut butter Cookie
No,
Crisp?
don't do
That's
it.
pretty good.
Okay, with the final pick of the draft, little cousin to my first pick, we're going plain old Cheerios.
Okay.
You're a big Cheerios kid.
No, because Cheerios are they're really good on their own. You like bring them in a baggie to school. It's
That's
a
I was just
great
gonna
snack.
say. Were you one of those kids that brought them in like baggies to school?
They're such a great snack, but also like you can just like take them and like anything, strawberries. It's a great like.
Now, see,
I mean,
I've
yeah,
never,
but like,
never mixed.
did you
them.
have any fun as a kid? Like, I'm serious. Like, come on.
Cheerios are good.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree with the other two, man. I think
mean,
Cheerios are kind of bland, and
I don't think Cheers deserve to make it on this.
I mean, I did almost put Raisin Bran on mine, but
That's
Oh,
messed up.
yeah.
That is messed up.
coming from the kid who put
can't-
Cheerios on his.
Okay, I can't believe Apple Jacks didn't.
I was
pop
going
up
to say
in-
Apple Jacks.
Yeah,
that was
Apple
my
Jacks.
next one. If we
Never
did
had
another
Apple
round,
Jacks.
I don't
I
think
was
I've ever
going
had
to
an
say
Apple
Apple
Jack.
Jacks.
Never had Apple.
I've never
Jacks
had an
before.
Apple Jack.
I
They're
was
actually pretty good.
I was actually, and then I remembered s'mores, and I was like, oh, I gotta do s'mores over Apple Jacks. Apple Jacks was on my list, so.
Well, speaking of cereal, how about we hop into the NFL?
Smooth transition.
That was the best
nice.
segue I think I've ever heard. Oh
Oh,
man,
yeah,
that was
thank
so
you.
good.
Thank you.
Wow,
Yep.
way to go, buddy. All right, the NFL.
Yeah, let's
First,
have
let's
Alright,
just
so
establish.
I'm gonna give us a brief overview of what I believe is happening this current season. We got players debating about turf and turf injuries.
That's
in general.
right.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I mean, and when you look at everyone's schedules this year so far at the start, they're pretty mid.
Oh yeah,
Everyone's
for
like
sure.
got just barely over 500 or just below 500.
Oh yeah.
Schedules.
them Eagles.
Yeah, except
and
for
then
like the
you
Eagles.
got, like,
There's a
Eagle-
couple teams.
You got
It's just-
Eagles, Chiefs, and that's about it.
But is the Chiefs
And-
record?
And the
Chiefs are-
Jags.
the
The
Chiefs are-
Jags.
Oh, the Jaguars too.
They got a shot at the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Yeah. So now the Panthers fired their head coach today.
Frank
Yeah,
Reich.
dude, 1 in
Um,
10 to start the season.
So
Quite
I guess
opposite of the
where do the
Philadelphia Eagles.
Panthers go from here? And what do we think of their season so far? I mean, it's been quite a flop.
So so the Panthers, they can't really go. There's really no point for them to tank because they don't even have their pick
Exactly.
this year.
And they're
They're-
kind of they're just in a pickle.
The Panthers, they traded away their best player, best playmaker, and DJ Moore.
But they got
Wait.
Bryce Young.
Has he done anything? No.
I mean, no.
He can't really.
He's got no one to work with either. Who's their number 1 wide receiver? Can anyone tell me?
No.
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 No. Who's their running back?
They got
Sanders.
yeah,
Isn't it Miles Sanders?
and then Chuba Hubbard. Not Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba.
Chuba.
Miles Sanders, that's like getting the scraps from the Eagles last year. So they really don't have anyone. Their defense, they still got that Brian Burns, right? So they're like, okay, but
Yeah,
they
but
just
they just
can't.
need to trade
They have nowhere to
players
go.
away.
I think they should sell, focus on just like the future, like future as in 3-4 years from now.
I think they need some cool
They're just
swag
yeah.
out there.
Prime.
They should sell for Dion.
Coach,
Hey, we're not talking about college football. Anyway, Jay.
We're talking about the NFL. I'm saying they should sell for Dion.
Prime lost his last 8 of his 9 games. You really want that?
All right.
Bring out that
So
swag.
with
It comes
a
from
coach
swag.
being fired,
Who's next?
I guess who's on the hot seat, and I guess who's your next. So my
Matt
hot,
Eberflus.
Yeah, I'm
my
gonna go.
hot seat is Ron Rivera, possibly.
He's
Uh,
Commanders, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Brandon
Comanches.
I don't know how to say his
Staley?
name. Staley for
Is
the
he Chargers?
Chargers.
They've been.
Because the
Yeah.
thing
They're
is, like,
mid.
the Chargers, like, they
They've
have
got a good
potential.
roster.
They really do have potential.
But they just
yeah.
can't win.
It's all in the coaching, yeah.
And yeah,
Definitely
and
agree.
then honestly, am I shocked the Titans are having a bad year? Not really.
Like for,
Could Mike Vrabel be on the hot seat? Possibly. And then Brian Dable.
he's
the
with
Giants.
the Giants. The
Yeah,
thing is, they
they've
had
had a
such
rough
like a
season.
surprising year last year, and they didn't lose much, did they?
No.
And they come back this
I
year.
mean, they lost.
and, like
Daniel Jones
first
is
game
out.
of the season, just completely just set the tone.
But
for
the
their
thing
whole
is-
team.
Yeah, and I mean Daniel Jones isn't even that good.
and
It's like for him being out, it's
and
not
they
like
signed him a crazy
Yeah,
ton of
yeah.
money. And then that backup quarterback, I mean, he's won all of his games so far ever since he started. So I mean, I guess he might not be on the hot seat anymore. I guess my big guy that I think is going to be fired next is Brandon Staley. I think he's probably my getting fired next list. He's just been very unproductive for the Chargers, and the Chargers have a good roster. I mean, granted, their wide receivers have been hurt, and Justin Herbert hasn't gotten much help. But yet again, I mean, there's still a lot of talent there, and they've done nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I got kind of an unpopular opinion here.
Cool.
I think Bill Belichick is getting close to the hot seat here.
No, here's what I'm saying though. Bill Belichick, they're gonna let him know like a year in advance, and he's gonna retire ever
Yeah.
before. You cannot fire the coach that went on to win you
And-
like 6.
But that's
Super Bowls.
also a,
And even-
it's also a
and
franchise
even-
that's so used to winning that much.
Yeah. So what's
when you
gonna
get rid of
happen
your
is
franchise
Belichick's gonna get a hint, and he's gonna announce his retirement before any
Yeah.
rumors about him.
and then
Being
the
fired,
owner
right.
also stated he's not gonna get rid of Belichick or anything. So
Yeah.
personally, I do think Belichick is staying.
If we're talking unpopular opinions, it might be pretty early for this, but Sean McDermott of the Bills,
really. I guess
I mean,
that's true. The
they've
Bills have
lost-
had kind
I
of
could,
a lot
I
of
could,
seasons.
I
they're
could
what,
agree with
6
that.
and 5?
Yeah.
That's actually not a.
No, they're 5-6.
5 and
Yeah.
They
7.
lost to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're 5-7. Yeah, they lost
They've-
to the Eagles.
No.
5-6. They're 5-6.
Uh,
They lost to Denver and then they lost to the Eagles.
Are they?
They lost to Denver and the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
5-6.
No, they're 6-6.
They're all 6-6.
Yeah. So 6 and 6. But the thing is, they're in like a fairly, I mean, not easy division. They've got the Dolphins, but then they have the Jets and the Patriots.
Yeah.
Those are two
Yeah.
terrible teams at this point in the NFL.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, but they're not like they're fighting for a wild card spot right now.
Yeah.
They should be at the top of their conference.
They should be.
at
Yeah,
least.
they should be.
Yeah.
They should be up there. That's where they were last
But
year.
the thing is, you can't really. He's made the playoffs. What, 5 of his 6 years of coaching? So like, you got to give him another year at least, I'd say. But
But they also haven't done anything in the playoffs.
that's true too. I mean,
They got the
Who would've-
AFC or AFC
They get
championship.
to the
Versus
AFC
the
Championship
Chiefs,
one
that game,
year, but
like they were literally one game away. That was a crazy game.
that was.
was, yeah.
So I mean, yeah. All right.
And Matt Eberflus. Don't forget about him. I think he's gonna be gone at the end of the season for the Bears.
How many years has he been there? 2.
One.
This
Oh
is
wait,
his
no,
first
it's the
year?
second season. Sorry, this is the second season.
I don't. I think the Bears will keep him for another.
Because here's the thing,
I
right?
don't know.
You got a team who's had a top 5 pick consistently. You don't expect your coach to just.
Plus, I think they're gonna give him one more year because you guys have that Panthers. draft pick.
They're projected with the number 1 and number 3 pick this year.
So I mean, if he doesn't do anything with those 2 picks next year, he's.
To be honest, though, the Bears are not the best drafters, so it might be in their best interest to trade away those picks.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Moving on. Now that we were talking about the Panthers season earlier, we're going to be moving on to the debate of who's better, I guess. CJ Stroud or Bryce Young?
CJ Stroud.
I think it's
CJ
pretty
Stroud.
obvious. If we're
CJ
going-
Stroud.
I mean, yeah, I think it's pretty obvious here. CJ Stroud is statistically just better.
Mhm.
I mean, granted, he doesn't have much help. CJ Stroud doesn't have much help on the Panthers overall.
The thing is, though, CJ Stroud has had, because when was Tank Dell drafted? He was drafted in like the 3rd or 4th round or something.
Yeah.
He stepped up and he'd be he is their number 1 wide receiver. I guess Robert Woods, you can make an argument. But like he stepped up. He's been a playmaker that they need. So C.J. Stroud has the help he needs.
Yep.
He's working well with the situation that he's been put in. Bryce Young is not working well with the situation. To be fair, it's not the best situation he could be put in. But
yeah.
C.J. Stroud so far
even,
is
like,
the better NFL player.
Bryce Young's in the MVP conversation right now. Not even like
Bryce Young is?
No,
Oh,
CJ
no, I meant
Stroud
CJ
is.
Oh, I was
Stroud.
gonna
My
say.
bad. My bad. CJ Stroud is.
He'll win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
probably. But I mean, even like watching him during the Jaguars game the other day, I mean, he was just mobile, could run up down
yeah.
the field. I mean,
He
he
was-
could throw the ball easily on the run.
He was cooking out there.
Dude, he had
Who
that,
broke up?
I didn't realize he had a cannon too.
Oh yeah.
I think he had a 58-yard completion get called back, but he threw the ball 58 yards. I was shocked.
I saw that. That was a great catch.
He's second in the NFL for
But that got called
passing
back.
yards.
Yeah.
He's second in the NFL for passing yards. He's
Yeah.
got a decent completion percentage. He's only got 5 interceptions, which for a rookie,
Yeah.
for any NFL QB, like Josh Allen's at 13 interceptions, Tua's at 10, Patrick Mahomes at 9. He's at 5 interceptions this year.
Oh yeah.
So that's
That's pretty good. He hasn't been out.
he hasn't been out. He's been healthy.
Oh yeah.
He's
playing good.
he's playing good, and his line is playing decently good for him.
Yeah.
He's been. I mean,
But they have a good line. I mean, if over their last few years, they've picking up some offensive linemen first round and stuff. So I mean, I guess they've been
slowly, quietly building a team.
and I
Yeah.
didn't kind of realize that till they got C.J. Stroud this year.
Give
so,
it like a couple more years, they're gonna be one of the like Jaguars who suddenly
yeah.
come top of the league.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. So another debate, I guess, is
Player versus player.
me and Dennis as Packer fans. So who do you think is better, Jaden Reed or Jackson Smith-Njigba? Now, looking at the stats here,
Well, Jackson Smith and Jig was drafted in the first round, right?
See, yeah, here's the thing though, he was late first round, but the thing is, people were mad at the Packers that they didn't draft him with the 13th overall pick. Jackson Smith and Jigba, he was supposed to be like high first overall pick. He ended up falling to late first, and Jaden Reed was a third round, like 90 something.
yeah, but the
pick.
thing is, like, you look at the Seahawks too. I mean, who has a better future, in my opinion? I think Jackson Smith-Njigba. I
Yeah.
think Jalen Reed's just having a good year because
Because the Packers are so desperate for a wide receiver
Exactly.
or
And-
any kind of
and
offense.
Christian Watson's like hurt half the year, and all of a sudden he'll boom like he did against the Lions. But at the same time as well, like, I mean, what Jaden Reed has done is crazy too. So
Yeah, and I mean, Jackson Smith and Jigba. I mean, who's the Seahawks quarterback? Geno
Smith. I think you
Geno-
gotta look at
I'd say-
quarterbacks.
but is Geno better than Jordan Love?
They're-
I think so.
I don't
I
think
mean,
Geno is.
Gino's not.
He might
bad.
be slightly better.
I think
but
Jordan is better.
I think Geno's got way more experience. He had a great year last year. Like, if we were taking last year Geno Smith, this year Jordan Love, Geno Smith is far better. But, again, you got to also look, Jackson Smith, he is the third option.
yeah.
He's
because
got,
they got DK
and Tyler
Tyler
Lockett.
Yeah.
Lockett. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and he still got 406 yards, 2 touchdowns as a third, like a third string option with Jaden Reed. Essentially, there's games where he's our first option, second option. He's got 500 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think what is interesting too is Jackson Smith-Njigba has 2 more receptions than Jaden Smith, and Jaden Smith has almost 100 more yards than
I would say
Jackson Smith.
Jaden Reed. I would say Jaden Reed's more of a deep threat. So that
I'd say
contributes to
Jaden
this.
Reed for this year is better,
So far this year,
but
Jaden Reed
Jackson
has played better.
Smith-Njigba has a better future.
But then you also got to think put Jackson Smith on the Packers, right? Like, if he was on the Packers, would he be having the same season?
I mean,
You can't really say.
it's
Probably
hard to
not.
tell.
You got to look at the
He'd
situations
probably
they're
be
put
doing
in.
better, and Jaden Reed probably wouldn't even be. We wouldn't even be talking about him right now.
Yeah.
So then our next topic is, I guess, the division we're going to be talking about this week is the NFC East. I mean, for me, it's just Eagles, Cowboys, and then that's it on that division. I mean, the Eagles' only loss came from Zach Wilson himself. Somehow lost that game. So that's a weird
Yeah,
statistic.
that was weird.
And then
Cowboys are going to be.
I think the Cowboys can be contenders this year.
Cowboys.
I think I think the Cowboys.
Cowboys are going to choke in the playoffs.
It
again, but
depends
they're-
on what Cowboys you run into. Like if they're gonna show up, they're gonna play really well.
Yeah.
Dak's had some good games this year.
But that's always how the story goes.
Yeah.
Dak's hot,
Dak's
cold, and their
Hit the
team.
playoffs.
It depends who they play in the playoffs. Like if they get matched up against,
That's true.
like that matters a lot. Because right now the Cowboys are slated to have the 5th spot. It was surprisingly behind the Falcons, who are not even above 500 because the NFC South is a terrible division.
Yeah.
Falcons right now are going to be the 4th seed, which is crazy to think about. But besides that, it depends who they get put up against. But I think the Cowboys are they're gonna make the playoffs, and then they're gonna choke in the playoffs.
Yeah. Probably about right.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
All right, so
Well, I think that's like-
now on to AJ's favorite topic that he can talk about all over.
I'm excited
today
for this.
Is the Broncos.
Denver Broncos. Sure, kind
I guess I kind of didn't think the
surprised.
Broncos would have a good season.
It's a big
Well,
turnaround.
they were
from last year.
starting.
I was expecting it.
Let's give AJ the
I
mic.
think that after Miami, Justin Simmons said it specifically after the 50-point loss to Miami. There's a lot of self-reflection. There's a lot of, something had to change, and I really think they pulled through. It started with a nice win against the Packers, followed by a shocker to the entire league, beating the Chiefs.
That was pretty good.
It was pretty good. I mean, then we beat. I mean,
wasn't
then the
really-
Bills and the Vikings. Now the Browns. We absolutely dominated the Browns yesterday.
I mean, they haven't beat.
I don't know if I'd say dominate,
Yeah.
but like
It
did-
was
you did
a
have a lead.
domination. It was a good football game to
I don't
watch.
know.
I enjoyed myself.
I mean, you guys didn't kind of pull away there towards I guess you could call it domination, but it was like 10 minutes into the fourth is where you guys started to pull away.
yeah,
because the Browns shot themselves
We-
in the foot.
we did run into a couple of defensive troubles in the second quarter and third quarter, but for the most part, it was.
Here's my opinion: the Broncos have a really easy schedule, and they're benefiting from that this year.
Now, see, I kind of
Raiders
also agree with
are not
that.
above 500, are they? No.
No.
The Commanders are not above 500. The Dolphins are lost them big time. The Bears are not above 500. Barely squeaked out a win against them. They lost to the Jets, who's I don't know.
Zach Wilson could just
They
randomly
just decide to
clutch
play
up.
good.
Apparently.
Yeah, the Jets
Um,
just clutch up randomly.
Lost to the Chiefs, who are a good team. Barely beat the Packers, who are not even a 500 team. Beat the Chiefs the week after, and then barely beat the Bills, who again are barely even a 500 team.
Yeah.
And then beat the Browns barely, who aren't a 500
Barely?
team. It was
29-12.
oh, I thought this said 22. 29-12. Okay, not barely, but beat the Browns. They face 3 teams that have above 500 records right now.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point, but
Mhm.
all that matters is, to me right now, is getting to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't have Super Bowl hopes. I just haven't seen a Broncos playoff game since 2015. So I just want to see the Broncos play in the playoffs. Wherever we go, I'm looking forward to our future.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
What
I'm
about
liking the future of the team.
how about the Vikings? Josh Dobbs. What do you think about them?
It's he had a week or two. It's gonna be one of those pitchers. Who was
No,
that? Who was that player? Mike White for the Jets last year had an amazing game. Had another amazing game. Was nobody.
This happened to the Vikings before, and they brought Case Keenum in.
Also to the Patriots too with Zappy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Case Keenum
Like
and
the
the Vikings a couple
Packers-
of years ago. Yeah, same thing.
Who's like third in the Packers history for most passing yards in a game? A backup, Matt Flynn. Like players can have good games. He's gonna have a couple good weeks. I don't think he's gonna do
The
anything.
thing is though, I've always liked Joshua Dobbs as a quarterback though, because he's never been bad as a backup. When he's with the Titans, he was good. When he's with the Cardinals, he wasn't awful.
But the key word there is backup. He's a backup quarterback in the NFL.
But I think he could keep a starting
No, but I
spot,
mean-
and I think he's proven
because there's no one
himself.
else to replace him.
Jordan
at
Love.
the
You could
starting
say
spot.
anything about Jordan Love.
He's not.
He's
He's
there's no
proven
one.
himself.
He's been sitting on the bench longer.
Yeah,
than
and
Josh
he has
Dobbs.
the same amount of passing yards and passing touchdowns as Patrick Mahomes this year.
Oh boy,
I don't know about that.
It's true.
it's true, but
Stats, you can't look at
But
just
yes,
stats.
look, how much rushing yards does Patrick Mahomes have compared to Jordan Love?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
I don't know, but also look at the help that Patrick Mahomes has. Patrick Mahomes got a great line. Creed Humphrey. He's got that whatever other dude.
The
got
Packers
that
also
Travis-
have a great.
He's got the
line.
man Travis Kelce.
We've got. What do you mean? We have a good line on paper. A bunch of them are injured. We have Josh Myers, terrible player. He's decent. He's all right. I just don't like him.
I don't like.
We've got Zach Tom. He's going to be a generational talent. I am telling you that
I don't
now.
like Bakhtiari. Bakhtiari needs to go.
No, he needs to go. But Elton Jenkins, he's played good.
He
can't
just
stay healthy,
injured.
though.
I met that
Yeah.
guy.
That's cool.
I met Elton Jenkins.
That's good for you.
Thank
AJ.
Thank you. And AJ Dillon.
Okay, so Packers, Vikings said that. Vikings, we can all agree they might make a playoff spot, but Joshua Dobbs is not the quarterback of the future by any means. And they need to find a QB soon because Kirk Cousins' time is also probably coming down.
I don't think he's going to come back from.
Cousins?
His injury.
You don't
No,
think
yeah,
he'll
Josh
come back?
Dobbs is going to be the
old.
quarterback for the rest of the season.
He's not older than
No,
Aaron
yeah,
Rodgers.
Kirk Cousins is out for the season.
But he's
I don't-
also
I
not
don't-
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
I
he's
get
not
what
Aaron
you're
Rodgers.
saying.
You can't always come back from an injury like that.
Okay, let's finish this NFL conversation up. Talking NFC North, Lions surprising, but we're just gonna
honestly, I-
we're just gonna go to the Bears. Jackson, I just want to hear your thoughts as a Bears fan on the Bears season.
Okay. Bears season, a little bit of figuring things out. We've got, this is our first season with DJ Moore. Figuring
He's playing
out.
great.
He's played a really good season despite the quarterback
It
struggles.
took him a while.
My biggest problem is our line. Our line is atrocious.
O line and D line.
Our D line is also not bad.
The
But when we
D-line-
got
the D-line got better
DeMontez
with
Sweat
yeah.
brought a lot to the team. O line
forgot
sucks.
about
Our linebacker situation is great. We got Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards. TJ Edwards
Could
just
have been
came off
even
a Super Bowl
better if
win
you
or Super Bowl
given
appearance.
away.
TJ Edwards, Badger right there. No,
Yeah, there you go. And Jack Sanborn.
Is he starting though?
No. Well, yeah, he actually did start last game in place of Tremaine Edmonds.
I said he was starting the.
Great, you got players, but you
Okay,
are
no, but here's the thing.
3-8
No, but here's
or
the thing.
whatever.
I would say, okay, a line makes a team. Okay.
I agree with that.
I agree.
That's
I agree.
just general football.
100%.
But something about the Bears is that they don't have a good O line, and I think our play calling sucks. And
So
I'm
you're
not gonna
blaming
lie.
on the coach?
I blame our coaches, yeah, and head coach Matt Eberflus. I don't think he's a good coach.
Do you still have our old coordinator or something? Defensive coordinator of the Packers, old guy?
Our defensive coordinator, I think he quit,
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, I
or
remember
he
that.
had to leave because of family stuff.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
remember that.
But all I'm saying is the Bears have a lot of potential if they can get
They've
a
got
couple
potential.
key pieces. They've lost games closely, like the Broncos game. That was a close game. We have finished games. We've gone into halftime winning, come out losing the game. Just kind of got to clean things up. But
Okay, and then final question. Is Justin Fields the quarterback of the future for the Chicago Bears?
see, part of me wants to say trade Justin Fields now, get Caleb Williams with our first round draft pick, and trade the third round pick,
Third overall?
third overall.
For what? Like a player or just later picks?
Maybe some O linemen. I don't know.
That could be useful.
That could be pretty useful.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you could draft an offensive lineman third round though. I mean that's kind of
That's what the Packers do.
Yeah.
Can't remember the last time we done a high pick on. Packers are also really good at finding great players later.
But they're
rounds.
also really bad at drafting sometimes too.
That happens.
I think not every pick's going to be a great pick.
I think Caleb Williams got potential, but I also think Justin Fields. Here's the thing: people say he needs time to prove himself. I think he's had a good amount of time there. I do think not having a good O line is a big factor into some of his failures, but he's also had some good successes that we can look at too.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And you guys can participate and interact because we have an Instagram. I don't quite know what the handle is. You want to pull that up for us? We're going to be putting some questions out, so whoever listens, you can go to their Instagram. You can ask us questions not about the NFL and not just about the NFL.
Yeah, and we'll have polls and stuff.
And you can
on
watch
our-
AJ eat some Captain Crunch
Yeah.
for the first time.
You can watch me eat some Captain Crunch for the first time.
Yeah, if you have any other future topic ideas, let us know. We'd love to
Are
hear.
we gonna have the DMs? We probably will have the DMs
Yeah.
open.
For now.
The Instagram, by the way, it's just Shenanigan Shuffle.
Yep. We'll get some polls out. I'm assuming on our story and
Something like that.
get some more information out
At one point, whenever this episode's uploaded. So with that, we talked about, a brief overview of the season, firing coaches, C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, Jaden Reed, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. The NFC East, the Broncos, the Bears, and I think that's going to wrap us up for today.
Yeah,
One question, as just quick question, as we are this far into the season, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl?
One word.
Eagles.
Eagles.
Joe.
Dolphins.
I really like the Dolphins.
Hey, we
but-
said one word.
We said one word. We said
Jackson,
one word.
we said one word. I'm gonna go Chiefs.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, that's going to be all from us here in the Shenanigan Shuffle.
Yeah, thanks for joining us
Booth.
for our first episode.
Remember, you guys can always participate on Instagram, and we will see you guys in the next episode.
Adios.
Adios.